even know how to start. I thought about this. I was like, how do I start? How do I start?
Yeah, starting is not, it's not the issue. In as much we've known each other for like, when I was coming, I was asking myself, how did I even kept Tessa contact for since 2019?
Yeah.
Like, I can't even remember. I just can't remember any of all those things.
You were working at Usman Dam.
Yes.
You were in lab 1, I was in lab 2. I think we had something in common. That's how we exchanged contacts.
Oh, wow.
Hi guys, welcome back to today's episode. My name is Tessa and with me today is
Femi.
Femi is a very good friend of mine and we had a conversation about self-development, budgeting, finance and all that. And I was like, how about you come? Let's talk about this together in front of the camera. So, here we are today. Before we start talking about investing and all, can you give us a brief intro about yourself? Because I was trying to introduce you, but I didn't even know what I wanted to say.
All right. Thank you, Tessa,
You're welcome.
for hosting me today. My name is Femi Olushela. So I'm a product designer, commonly known as UI UX design.
Okay.
And also co-own paint production company in Abuja.
Okay.
We are into production of architectural paint, and we offer professional painting service.
Okay, what's the name so they can?
Bojetco Company Limited.
Okay.
If you Google it, you see the company.
It's on Google search, so
Yeah,
it's big.
I think we started about 2 years ago. That should be May 2022. That was when we started. And you know, the interesting part is that the same way I met Tessa is the same way I met my partner back then at Lower Usman Dam.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Also there?
Yes.
Who's that?
Ogochukwu, but she stayed for a while and left.
Wait, she wasn't...
She knows, you know Paul, right? Paul Huge.
Yes.
They were friends. They are friends from home.
Oh.
She came alongside with Paul, so we met there and we exchanged contact. Ever since then, we've been in touch. All those were like the way we are.
You guys don't throw away your contact because you feel
like that's what I tell people. Don't throw away don't think less of anybody. Always see everybody as equal.
Wow,
because
that's really
you actually
nice.
don't know.
So the conversation I had with you, you were like very, very into personal development, self-development. Like it's like the summary of everything that we spoke about, self-development. So like how no offense to anybody, but most Nigerians do not think in this way. So what do you say it was how you were brought up? Do you say it's the books you read or the course you studied in school? Like, what brought about the zeal for this self-development?
Okay, well, I'll say all thanks to Federal University of Technology, Owerri.
Okay.
Because basically, if you do your research, Futo started becoming an entrepreneurship hub.
Oh, okay.
Like we had events on entrepreneurship going on, personal development going on.
Okay.
A lots of opportunities to learn, to rediscover yourself, to grow. So I was involved in quite a lot of personal development programs in school. Okay. So that was where I started this whole idea of personal development. Getting into investment, learning how to budget, all started because I met Victor Bella, the founder of Social Lander. It's a very big company in Lagos. Okay. So I met Victor Bella. He usually hosts a yearly conference in Futo, Student Business Summit, SBS in Futo. So he invited me to Abuja here to help volunteer for a kids program. Like where I had this breakthrough in finance, like investment. It was a kids program.
Wow. I'm sure you didn't expect that.
I did. Like, kids program, let's just come, let's let them fix the chair, let them take care of children, let's just organize things as volunteers. Because I think the woman that hosted the event partnered with Victor Bella. Okay. So she I think, I cannot remember vividly, but I think she was once former governor of Central Bank of Ghana, something like that. So she hosted it for students, primary school students. Okay. She partnered alongside Heritage Bank.
Oh, okay.
So in that event, that was when I learned about financial literacy. Like, it was the turnaround.
Okay. Was that what they were teaching
I'm
children?
telling you, that was what they were teaching.
Wow, that's really nice.
I'm serious. They invited kids. They came with their bosses, children and their teacher, from 12 years, 13, 14, 10, 11.
Wow.
That was their age range.
That's a very good foundation.
I'm telling you.
Because most of us, we don't learn until we actually have our first paycheck. That's like
exactly. When we have first paycheck, that's when we begin to learn.
Yeah, and even then you don't learn. You will do like small mistakes. Right? Some people still do not even learn.
People don't learn. You still make quite, there's something I will get to. You make quite a lot of mistakes. So during that event, I learned on financial. Like, I had to collect the heritage book and go home.
Okay.
Like, I said, it was now as if they hosted the event
for you.
Me. Like, it was as if it was just
nice.
Femi they hosted the event. I went to my say, bro, I think you are seeing little money. Why don't you start thinking of way you can budget, you can invest? And that was the first time I invested in something. And that was when, I think it should be 2019, when MTN opened their shares.
Oh, okay. I remember that my brother also invested in 3 years.
So I didn't have much, but I bought with the little I had at that moment. I think I bought more as time goes by. Yeah. And then last week, they gave me my dividend.
Oh, okay. It's still?
Yeah, it's still on.
Sure.
Now, what I'm driving at is not about just
how
going.
Much?
Yeah, how much you invest is the mind.
Okay. Because before I started getting paid, I remember then back in I think even before 2019, my elder brother, he'll be talking about investments, investing in shares. We did not have the same mindset as they had, so we did not understand what he was saying. It just felt like it was another way of wasting money. So one time, after he come and tell you that, I think after a year he came, was like that. See, he invested to someone. It was little money. I don't even think he had up to 500 or more than that. And he will tell you that see amount that he invested. And imagine he has more than this, he will get more. So even as a dancer, maybe Nigerians now, if the money is not big, we will not take it serious.
That's what I'm saying. I'm getting there.
Okay, so when he kept saying so, I just it did not hit me until recently when I started saving and I made my first investment. That I was like, oh, this is what my brother was saying then. Like, wow. Really? Same way as I had, most Nigerians think that you have to have a lot of money to invest. I used to be on that platform.
Everybody used to be on
the the show you attended, did they inform you that you can start with the little you have, or you just did it as a practical test?
I think the event was just to build your mind.
Okay.
To give you the right information you need to see that you don't need to have all to invest.
Okay.
So it was just like an event to open your eyes to see investment helps, budgeting helps, and so on and so forth. So after the event, I was like, seriously, I need to start investing. Okay. So when I tell my colleagues or my friends, they're like, how much you get? You're a student. I was a student.
Yeah.
So how much you get? How much do you have to invest? I was like, it's not about having everything. It's about developing the mind to give. So I tell people that, okay, for example, if you have 10,000 naira and you cannot budget for that 10,000 naira, you cannot budget for 100,000.
True, I learned that the hard way.
I'm serious. If you have 10,000, you cannot budget for 100,000. Okay, if you say, fine, you have a lot of problem, 10,000 can solve it. If you have 1 million, there's 1 million problems 1 million can solve. Okay. As of some years back, I used to take tot of milk. You know what is tot of milk? Pick milk sachet. Because I don't have much money. Like 5,000. If I used to see like 5,000 a week, I'll say, okay, if I used to tell me to buy tin pick milk or the jar milk, let me buy tot of milk, the sachet, and take. Because of my capacity, 5,000 naira. Okay, so that. But when I started seeing like 40, 50K a week, I dropped sachet. I said, no, it's not for me.
Big man.
Are you seeing it, right?
Yes.
So you don't actually, you won't have enough. You don't need to have enough before you start investing. You just have to start cultivating the habit.
Okay.
First. Because if you cannot invest 10,000 naira, you can't invest 100,000 because you will not see the need
Yes.
of investing.
So basically, it's a mindset.
It's the
shift.
mindset.
Okay. So
I tell my friends, I tell my colleagues, I have like throughout this year now, I begin to talk about investments. Like I'm so keen on
I
it.
noticed.
I'm so keen on it that I have people flowing in my DM.
Yes.
Yesterday, some persons invested.
Oh, that's nice.
We invested.
Welcome to the
So-
club.
It was like the little money. The lady said, she asked, how much did you buy? I will talk about the shares. Yeah. How much did you buy? I said 20,000. For me, I said 20,000. You say, ha ha. Say, oh, it's plenty. That she does not have money. I say, no, you don't need to have that money. Start with what you have. You say, okay, I have 3,000. I say, invest it. Budget every week. If you can if your money gives you your income or whatever means of revenue you generate, gives you the avenue to invest 3,000 a week, invest. You are cultivating that habit. Consciously, subconsciously, you are cultivating the habit. Because if you are able to give 3K, you'll be able to give 30K.
Yes. The first time I started budgeting, I was told to keep aside money for investment.
Yeah.
Now, I kept aside the money. But because I had not groomed myself to the importance, when I felt like I had problem, that was the first money I went to carry.
Yes, now that's the money you
And
want
it kept on going like that for months because I did not see the importance of investment. But somehow, I don't even know when like the realization came in that, oh, investment is important. Somehow I started like being more interested in self-development. I started reading more, listening to more podcasts, and it started making sense. So now, the money I used to keep aside for investments, it was like 8K. Before you understand, now like the money I keep aside for investment is like times.
Wow, that's impressive.
More than times 3 that amount. So first, that's why I can tell for a fact that it is important in the mindset shift.
It's
It's very important because, and then I also noticed that we are the ones that we magnify things that are very little. If you go to invest, you will see how much a share is. You will see that sum is just like 14 naira.
You will see.
So that means my 1,000 can actually invest
buy
for
like
me.
10, 20. Yeah, that's it.
But we want to have millions before we invest.
No, I used to listen to Nate. He said the mind is a powerful place.
Yes.
There's a lot of things you can do with the mind. The mind is so much powerful that it does as much as many things you can imagine. In as much you feed it with the right things.
Yeah. There's this thing where people feel like budgeting is how would I say it? Budgeting is like restricting. First of all, no. They're like, how much am I making now budgeting? The second thing, when you're like budgeting, like,
What am I doing?
yeah, like we live above our means, we do not realize it, but then we feel like
you've touched it.
we feel like those are our main problems. Like I have to get shoes, I have to get these, I have to do
I
that.
don't have to say anything? Because that's you just highlighted. You've had experience. You just highlighted it. You just highlighted.
Okay, so like enlighten us better on this.
Okay. Like you said, our problem is that's
how much am I making?
I used to call it variable expenses. Like budget is more of like a plan of how you want to use your money.
Yes.
It's like a roadmap. So I tell people, if you don't have a roadmap, you are not using your money.
Okay.
You are not using your money wisely.
Yes, actually, because you can't account.
You can't give account for
what you did.
You can't give account.
It's true. I know sometimes people will be like, I made so amount. I mean, like, you can hear people say, I made 1 million last year, but they can't say, oh, this is what I used the 1 million.
Because you don't understand how money comes in,
yes,
how money goes out. Even in business, if you can't keep records of how much comes in, how much you go out of business.
True.
So budgeting is like a plan of how you want to use your money, the roadmap to how you intend to use your money. And I think there are four basic ways. There are 4 basic attributes of budgeting, and one is about your income. So if there's no income, you can't budget. Yeah. So there must be something that gives you money.
Okay, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Let's say so are you saying like a in-between student, like let me just say you are a secondary school student that your parents just give you once in a while. It's not like it's you guys have an arrangement. Maybe today your mom can decide to give you 1,000.
Yeah.
Maybe the next time you get money is when a visitor comes and give you 500. And so, is there no way of budgeting for that person?
Okay.
Is there a way?
There's a way. Like I said, we have, I'll get to that.
Okay.
We have your income. So your income can be in the format of, as a student, maybe a secondary school. Like my younger brother now, I asked him 2 days ago, how much have you saved? He said, 4,500 naira.
Say millionaire in this era.
He said 4,500 naira. My brother was sitting there, was telling me, you think he's joking? He has a safe. They bought safe for him.
Okay, do
Yes.
yeah.
So my brother was saying, you think our brother is joking? He has 4,000 naira. He's a big man. I say 4,500. He say yes. I was like, okay. Now I will have to teach him
how
to budget and manage the money.
Yes, because now when you go and unlock that savings, you feel like, oh, this is time to buy that sneakers.
Exactly. To buy. So just like students that they give you free money, budgeting is like into 4 phases. The first one is your income. Yes, you know where money comes in.
Okay.
You are doing business, you are earning salary, wages, money comes in. The second part is fixed expenses. Like for me and you now, adults, you have rent to pay, you have electricity bill to pay. Like people don't know that you can basically have everything unction on paper, on book. People don't book. People don't put down things.
Yeah,
you think you have it upstairs.
Yeah, we have this thing of, I remember.
Exactly. You think you have it upstairs. No. Anything you put down, you've overcome it.
Okay.
Anything you put down, you'll be able to express yourself easily. You'll be able to give account of it. If you don't put down anything, you can't give account of it. So if you have rent, you make sure you list all your fixed expenses. Like those expenses that you can't escape.
Yes,
you can't do without.
If you don't do, somebody come and carry you.
Exactly. You must pay your rent,
Yes.
your utility bill. Maybe you budget like food stuff at home, all those stuff. Those fixed expenses, I don't see them for secondary school students because probably they are in their father's house, or teenagers or youths, they're in their parents' house or something like that. They have somebody catering for them. So, but for an adult, you have fixed expenses. You have your house, you stay. There's what we call variable expenses. That one you're talking about, those expenses you make. I feel like, how will I use the word now? Word for it.
Changing wardrobe. Let me tell you a story. When I said earning, I felt because I didn't have the budgeting mentality. So coming from almost getting nothing to start receiving a huge sum of money, I felt like I've arrived. Not like, oh, I've made the biggest money, but now I can settle all my needs and all the urges. And when I was sat down to look at this, at the end of the day, because I'm staying with my parents, I'm not paying rent. At the end of the day, the only thing that is a need
for you
is my transport and feeding. And even that feeding is not as much as I thought I needed. Because I had the money, I started forming picky eater. They will do rice, I'll say, I don't like the taste of the rice.
No, you're selective.
So at the end of the day, you see that in a month, I spend almost between 30 to 50,000 on food alone. And I'm staying with my parents. So there was this thing where, my brothers, they always see me off to work. When we are going, there's this woman that makes really, that's when I discovered a woman that makes really good
because you have
donuts.
That's what I'm saying. You have the money.
And I've been passing that road all this while.
You didn't see her.
I didn't see her. So when we are passing, as I'm going, it's on the show me love now.
Okay.
You buy donuts, you buy this. Before you know, on the spot, you have spent like 2,000 to 3,000.
Yes.
Truly, budgeting actually plays a role. It helps. It's not like, I think, and that thing that people mistake is that when you budget, you do not live the lifestyle you want. But I've learned that you live the lifestyle, but sensibly.
Exactly.
Because, see, I've made a lot of mistakes when it comes to budgeting and financing thing. When there was one time I now said, okay, I'm going to save. I took a very huge sum of money. Saving, we feel like it has to be big to be considered that you have saved. Yes. So the money I took definitely shook me. Because now I did not consider my needs.
Exactly.
I just felt like, I should save this big amount of money. Then I said, okay, fine, I'm saving, I'll manage. The moment I saw one hair girl doing promo, I ran. The hair I wanted to do, I went to get that money and I put in it. So I don't even know what to say.
There's no investment. There's no saving without budgeting.
Okay.
Like budgeting is the core. It's the center
The
of it.
beginning of
It's
it
the
all.
beginning of it all. So if you don't budget, you can't invest, you can't save. Like you said, you took all your money
Yes.
to invest or to save. Whereas you didn't budget. If you had budgeted, you discover that, okay, maybe I just need to save 10%
Yes.
of what I earn every month. Or I need to save like 20% of what I earn every month. Then I need to invest like 10% of what I earn every month. So you already have a plan. Like, immediately you start putting things down, you cut out excesses.
True.
You have a focus, you have a plan. That this is what you're investing, this is the shares you're buying, these the things you're going to be doing, this is how much you'll be saving per month. You have it. You have a focus, you have a plan for it.
True.
So that's one
Everything
thing
will not
budget
enter
do.
your eyes again.
Exactly. So that variable expenses people make, you can cut it. Like I do tell people, it's because you don't have budget. That's why you give anyhow.
True. It's not like you shouldn't give. That's why the budgeting comes
That's where the
in.
budgeting comes
There's
in.
a control now.
You are in control of your money. You are in
Yes.
control of how much comes in. You know, the thing I discover is that people think that they have it all. Like, the money they have solves all their problems.
Yes.
But that's not true. That's actually not true. The money you have does not actually solve all your problems. And especially when you are growing. Let me use for starters. People that are starting, maybe immediately you start earning 100,000 naira. You begin to see that you can meet this need.
True.
You can meet this need. But the truth is that you can't meet all needs.
Yes.
You can't satisfy, you can't meet on it. So that's why you have to budget. You have to budget how much comes in, how much goes out, what you want to use your money for. And if you can also budget for SSCs. Okay, this week I will not give more than 5,000 naira.
True.
Anything above 5,000 naira, this makes you in control of your money.
And another thing that I learned that this budgeting does is that it keeps you emotionally in check.
Yes.
Now, when you are doing things, you are not doing them from a place of emotion, but because now you're like, no, I have this here. So even the emotional part, because and this is a very touchy subject.
Yeah.
But when it comes to church and giving, now I've gotten to the stage where you know reach where you're preaching, like you know get where you're preaching reach. If I say it's only 5,000, I am giving in church today. It's only 5,000.
That's what you will give.
And you know the funny thing is that, let me tell you this one. I can be in church like this. I used to avoid eye contact with my parents because I started budgeting. Because this mentality of, oh, you are still earning money, you should give more. Yes.
Give more.
I remember one time, the first time my mom started this, we're in church, they was preaching and everything. It was like donation for stuff. I already brought a certain amount to church. I already used up the money. It's not like I didn't have money in meal, but I was learning to be disciplined.
Yes, discipline.
So when we
came,
when we came back home, my mom was like, she doesn't know what I use my money to do. This and that.
They will always complain.
I know that we try to budget, but there are external factors. So this is where the use of your head, not your emotion, comes into place.
Exactly, the use of your head, even in life. I tell people before you start, it's good to be emotional, but learn to see things from the logical aspect of life. So that sometimes, if you're emotional, you might end up making mistakes. When you're logical, you'll be able to address issues how it should be. And this aspect of budgeting will help you to know that the way you are living before, you're living above your lifestyle.
True.
Budgeting makes you to understand that this is your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like, this is the way you are supposed to live.
And another thing it helps you do, like, sometimes you think that this is your priority.
Exactly.
But this is actually, so like you had it mixed up.
You had it mixed up. Seriously, if somebody begins to decide today, all right, okay, let me start with, even if it's your 5K, you know, all these people that play bets, I don't want to hit anybody. I don't play bet, but I'm not hitting a day. All I can say is, even if you can budget 5K per week to play bet, you can budget 5K to invest.
True.
I'm not saying you shouldn't play bet too. Play bets. You have it in your budget. That will also constrain you from fearless expenses, careless betting. You have your 5K, okay, I'm budgeting 5K. I won't do above 5K. You also budget 5K for investment.
Okay.
For any activity, you are growing, especially us young people. We are growing. You are supposed to be cultivating the habit of putting out SSCs.
I also noticed that when you see beyond, like if you have a target, the discipline enforced further.
For you to
So
make
if
it.
I say that I am trying to budget so that I can keep aside money to save and then further invest to build wealth for myself and probably my children.
Yeah.
So now when any time someone say, Tessa, come let's go and buy this now, you first of all calculate.
Yes, you first of all calculate.
It's like, will this affect the money I've kept aside for? Because another thing is you budget quite all right,
Yeah.
but then you tend to touch from other places. I can budget that, okay, today I want to use only 10K for feeding, and then I want to use 5K for transport. Then I'll now go and use 12K to buy food. I'll now start carrying from transport. So now at the end of the day, it's definitely going to affect me because now the transport is not complete.
Yes.
And I have to look for where to touch again.
That's the problem.
So, yeah.
So budgeting keeps us in check.
Okay.
Definitely.
So speaking of investments,
Yeah.
Does it have to be online? Do they have because there are people that are scared of, when you talk about stocks and all, there are people that are scared of online platforms.
Yeah.
My best friend has a phobia for anything online. Like she cannot go and fight somebody if her money disappears. My mom has a fear for online things. She's not interested. So I'm sure they are not the only ones. There are people that have restrictions. Like when it comes to online stuff, they're like, are you sure? So when you talk about investing, most people talk about online.
Yeah.
So are they just give us the whole idea on investing.
Okay. Firstly, I think people don't usually buy the idea of investing. Like they don't see the need to.
Okay, that's the first problem, right?
They don't see the need to. They believe that it's not a fast scheme, because it's not a fast word scheme.
Fast money. We're looking for fast money.
So it's not. But that's why I always start from the mind about investment. I always tell you that because you get to a level where probably you might start earning like #1 million per month. True. You know, the higher your capital, the higher your dividend, the higher your return on investment.
Yes.
Let's say I invest 50,000 naira, for let's say I bought Tesla shares, I invest 50,000, I invest 1 million. You know your return on investment will be higher than mine, right? So people are worried that how much do I have that I want to invest that will give me what I want. You know, people just want to hit their millions fast.
Yes.
But no, firstly is to cultivate the habit of doing that. And investing is like in Nigeria today, we have a lot of issues, that is affecting our economy, affecting decision making, and a lot of things is affecting decision making. And some people are not investing because today they have one problem, tomorrow they have another problem. So problem upon problem, situations arising, I love things. Fine, I understand that. So investing takes a lot. It takes a lot. And like you talked about the phobia of your parents not investing in anything online.
Yes.
There are platforms. I'll talk about platforms you can use to invest. Safe platforms that you can use for investment. And if you know you're scared of, or you're worried it's not bringing you much return, just keep investing. Have a budget, have a plan for it.
Okay.
Just
keep topping it up.
Just keep topping it up. You are looking at a long-term thing.
Okay.
You are not looking at just tomorrow. There's my friend that bought Tesla share. He locked it up for 5 years. He knows, he has studied the company. He has seen that, Tesla, Elon Musk has huge potential. Robotics, SpaceX, huge potential. So before you invest, you also have to do some background research.
Okay.
So like people that are scared of investing in online, I know there's just one common knowledge of acquisition of land. Land is like an investment, fine.
Okay.
Although nowadays lands are costly.
Yes.
It gets very, very much costly.
But you think land is also a good investment?
Yeah, land. My dad was showing me some land in Gwagwalada, Kubwa, that you can be paying a discount for. His friend just got his certificate and everything yesterday.
They even have the C of O and O?
Yes. After 1 year of breaking down payment,
okay,
he got this thing. So that's also one way.
Okay, that's nice.
That's also one way of investing. If you know you want to go into physical things that you can see, I can hold you now and say, "Oga,
where's my money?"
Here's my money. But in life, there's nothing that is not about risk.
Okay.
Life itself is risky. Maybe here today is a risk. every decision we take, there's risks, although they are calculated risks. They are minimized risks. So we have to just take what the risk. So I told my friend that, my colleague, my Aseku, that this year our mantra is try. Take the whole risk. Like from January, I've lost a lot of funds.
January, we just started.
Yes, I've lost quite a good number of funds to some space I don't want to talk about now. So it's just trying, but it works. But that one is very volatile, very, very much volatile. That you have to be very careful. If not, you can just crumble and everything will go. So in land, investing in land is good too. You can buy assets as land. Although if you look at the exchange rates, sometimes people feel land is not a good investment because it has lost value and all those stuff like that. Because if you buy land in 2014 at dollar rate of 120, let's say $100 for 100 naira, you see 100 naira. Let's say dollar was 400, and dollar was 400 2022, right? $1 to naira, $1 is 400 naira, right? If you bought land do that time, let's say you buy the land for 1.5 million at 400 naira for dollar. Now dollar is what? So is the land appreciating or depreciating?
But we're not saying that because someone will tell you, no be dollar, take buy out.
That's why I'm still advising you buy. Go ahead to buy. Me, I'm also going to buy land. It's a good physical investment you can have. You can also look for, although people are scared. Nigerians are scared of investing in agriculture. People are scared of investing in companies that are into a lot of things like that. But there are still investments in banks. You can invest in banks.
Okay, physical banks, right?
Yes, there are investments going on in banks.
It's true, I think I heard of Access. Somebody mentioned that.
Yeah, Access, Stanbic, Zenith, they have shares open. You can buy. You know, the thing is, I've noticed about Nigerians, we don't ask questions.
True.
We don't ask. We just feel like we don't ask questions.
Information should get to you.
We just feel like it's normal and I beg. That's how everything is. The moment we begin to hold people accountable, we begin to see results. So there are open shares in banks and so on and so forth. So, like for the online, we have Bamboo. Bamboo app. People can check Bamboo. I use Bamboo. You go download Bamboo. You fund your account. There are a lot of shares. Like yesterday, I bought MRS. This fuel company in food production.
So is that like Nigerian
shares? Yeah, that one is for Nigerian stock.
Okay.
MRS. We have Stanbic IBTC.
No, I mean in the Bamboo app. Is it just focused on Nigerian stocks?
No. US stocks. You can use Bamboo to buy. I have Nvidia stock, Tesla, Apple. Any stocks you want, just search on Bamboo.
And you can get them for as little as...
You can get at least the minimum investment is from 5,000.
Oh, that's affordable.
Hey, that's it. Like for Tesla is about $300 and something. You don't have to have $300 and something. You can buy worth of 100,000, 30,000, 40,000. But if you want to buy all those big shares, I would advise you buy it like you have a budget. It's long term. January, a fraction of your income should be for your investment. A fraction can be 1 divided 1/4, 1/6. I don't know how you want to do 1/2. So it depends on how you see it. After you budgeted, you can then take a fraction of your income to invest. Let's say you are earning 100,000 a month. You can decide that 10,000 naira is for investment. So January, you invest 10,000. You buy 10,000 naira worth of Tesla shares. February, 10,000. By the time you run through the year, you bought 120,000 naira worth of Tesla. So that's one way to go about it.
Your dividend will increase as it appreciates.
Yes, the companies are companies that are growing. So Nvidia, I think their employees are millionaires now.
Okay, I think I saw something about that.
So you know that the future for Nvidia is bright.
Yes.
So you grab your shares.
Okay, so definitely we have to do research.
Yes, you have to do your research, background research about the company, see their growth, see their information about revenue generated last year, their plans for this year.
Okay.
You check all that. With that, you'll be able to say, this company has good prospects this year. with everything going on. If you see, check 3-4 years or 2 years back, you look at their income, their revenue generated, maybe $1.5 billion last year, 2 point something billion this year. Next year, you say, okay, it shows a moving curve upward.
Okay.
So you can invest. And the thing is, you don't have to be scared. Your money is not going. Tesla have been in existence. Even if Tesla drop shares, drop value today, it does not mean Tesla will not rise tomorrow.
Yes.
Are you getting it?
Okay.
It
So
does
it
not
can
mean
fluctuate
it can
sometimes.
fluctuate. You are not. Your money is not disappearing.
Okay.
It's not when you can do FX, forex trade, that you
Throwing shots.
that your money can. No,
Okay.
you have the stocks there. You bought. The company is there. In as much the company keeps growing, your money keeps appreciating,
growing.
and you get either some dividends, some return on investment. If you want to sell your shares later on, you can actually.
Okay. Oh, you can actually even like buy stock after maybe like after 3 years.
Yes,
you can decide to
you can
sell it,
everything.
and
You
it's higher
get your
than what
profit.
you
Yes,
even
now
got.
yes, sell it, get your profit and everything.
Wow, that's nice. Information truly is
Yes,
power.
and one thing about investment, I also suggest advise people to be intentional, like how you've been intentional about your growth.
Yes.
People should be intentional about who you follow,
True.
who you listen to. Like
Yes.
if you want to grow investment, be intentional about who you follow. I'm not on TikTok. TikTok is good, but I'm not there. I'm on Twitter, so I make sure that even the people I follow on Twitter are people that are financially
Like-minded.
inclined. Their management, like they are very, very curious and centric about personal development,
Okay.
growth, business, tech. So that's the people I follow. And there's a guy I think I said I'll mention here for people to follow on Twitter. I think his
Okay.
name, yes, you can follow him on Twitter. His name is Skoles. Okay, his name is Oluwagbotimi, but his Twitter handle is Skoles, SKOLES5 at SKOLEX5. This guy is good with finance. Like he advise, okay, just like one, he say put your hand on your chest. Money no be water.
Money no be water.
You say I go use the one where I get where.
I go use the one where I
Say,
get well.
my shikini 2K
My
and 3K.
My chicken is 2K and 3K.
I will not blow it.
I will not blow it.
All the way to my brokerage app.
It's my brokerage app.
Instead of unnecessary giveaway,
Instead of unnecessary giveaway,
I will buy ETFs.
I will buy ETFs.
We'll continue. This ETFs now, you can see it on Bamboo. You can go and Google ETFs. You might see that maybe 1 unit of ETFs is maybe 100 naira, 200 naira, I don't know. I won't check ETFs. But you can go on Bamboo, you see it. ETFs is there. So he said, instead of unnecessary giveaway, I will buy ETFs. Rather than go. Oh, you don't play bet now.
Oh, okay.
All those boys go.
Throwing shots.
Say rather than go,
Okay.
I will do mutual funds.
Oh, yeah.
This year, no girlfriend allowance. Boys, are you hearing, guys?
And please, we need it.
You say this year, no girlfriend allowance.
Budget was inside somewhere.
Rather, we build assets together. Instead of giving you allowance, we build assets together with our partners. Every spirit of reckless spending. Holy Ghost.
Fire.
So, you get the point now. These kind of people
That-
you surround yourself with. People that will give you, like the guy drops investment. He was the one that dropped this MRS that I invested yesterday. So even my friend, when I posted, I was talking about it, he said, Femi, oh yeah, let's go. I have like 4 or 5, 6 persons that have showed interest that have started investing.
I've noticed something, the importance of I'll say community, like-minded people. Yes, like not just the people you follow online, like your friends you just mentioned now, I think you have mentioned like a couple of times that your friends, you tell people around you, your colleagues. So I believe that you guys are like-minded.
Like-minded.
So it also helps to boost, because sometimes you might be unsure or you might not even get the information in time. But because,
when you have people around you,
and it's motivating to like do something with someone. So you know that, okay, it's like you guys are doing a challenge together,
that's
that kind of thing.
Intentional about people you surround yourself with. I'm not saying you shouldn't have contact, but have reasonable contact. People you surround yourself with, people that will always encourage you, people that you see always showing up, giving their best to things, to life. Immediately you talk about something. There's even my friend that is actually doing well, like very well. So the day I talked about it, he said, Femi, how far? Who is this or this thing? How am I going to go? I was shocked because I believe he should have investments
Something like
also.
that,
He said, how am I going to do? I said, oh, okay. this is how you do, this is how you're going to go about it. You can look for brokers. Brokers are the people like intermediary between companies and you. So they will help you manage your fund. Like the broker I'm with is Chappie He. They are good brokers. You can check on their platform. You can see investment that are ongoing. They will help you to manage your funds.
Okay.
They will help you to manage your funds. At the end of the year, you get your dividends. You can pull out your whole capital and your profits. Anyone you want to do, fine, you can do that.
Okay.
So you follow people on Twitter Space, on Next Space, even on TikTok. I know there are some people that have been giving financial advice on Facebook, on LinkedIn.
YouTube,
just be
Instagram,
intentional.
Everywhere.
Yes, be intentional about the people you follow, the things you listen to, the people you associate with. Like me, I saw the guy, immediately followed him, and I've been like throughout this year, I've gotten like 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 10 opportunities to invest from him.
That's nice.
Investment is just the thing of the mind.
Okay.
Start cultivating the habit to invest. Start looking out for platforms, companies that have their shares open. We have Google. We have Google Browse. Don't waste your time. Don't spend your whole day on TikTok that's not generating revenue for you. Except you are using it for business or you are using it for you are a content creator. But if you are not, you are just going there to scroll morning till night. You are wasting your time. That time is time for you to learn. Go see people that are into investment. Go see people that are into this, into that. Learn 1 or 2 things from them. Know about shares, know about stock, know about this, know about that. There's a lot of opportunities.
They talk plenty,
seriously,
right?
There's a lot of opportunities. It's just that, fine, I know that information is power.
Yes.
But without money, it's probably it might be a useless information.
But I think, I won't say it's a useless information. It prepares you for the future.
Yes, it prepares you.
There's a quick, okay, so how I got into photography is a story. But at the time, when I got my camera, it was faulty, so I couldn't use it. But my dad had the manual, so I got the manual and I was reading it. Now, out of everything I read, the only thing that sang in was like 30%. The remaining 70 sounded like a foreign language. Wow. I didn't understand it. But the moment I fixed the camera and I used it, it was just like somebody poured me water. Like, it just dawned, like that whole 70% that I did not understand finally made sense. So yeah, in as much as we'll say, oh, I don't have the money. How much my salary, this, but I think the information will even make you hungry.
Yes, information will be, yes.
Yeah, to make you hungry to like want to get the money to do that investment.
Yes.
Let me also try and see what are these people talking about.
Information is power, definitely. It's power. And resources will help you move much more faster and better. So investing is, just start cultivating the habit of investing. It will really, really help. Start going online, check, look for opportunities, look for open shares, stocks, and the rest of them. So
now that you have been educated on the topic, you can do your own research, go further. If you don't want to start big, you can. Apps like Cowrywise, they also have an investment platform now. That's where I made my first investment. It doesn't have to be big. And sometimes maybe you might not have the luxury to keep aside savings and still keep aside budgeting. So what I do is, instead of my savings, I try that whatever thing, my savings is different from my needs. Like, let's say I want to get a new camera now. I'm not going to use the money for my savings. I start keeping 20 naira for that new camera. So now because I usually lock my savings. So when my savings unlocks, I find an investment.
That's a good, exactly, that's
so
still a good way.
If you want to start big, you can start saving out your small money, lock it up. When it becomes big, you push it into a good investment.
A good idea. If your income is not enough for you to invest, you save. You're still investing. Even you locking it up, they are using your funds for a particular thing.
Yeah, and I got like really nice
profit,
return.
right?
Yes,
because it's still an investment.
It was just like 3 months, but
I
got
like you are saving for profit.
Yes.
So it's still an investment. And now, when you make such profits from your savings, you can now, let's say you want to buy stocks or shares, you can pull out the profits to buy.
Yes.
You can divide the savings, a fraction of it to buy, and probably when you've gotten what you're saving for, you can actually do what you want to do. So it's very, very important.
Yes.
It's important.
Thank you very much for having this conversation with me. I hope this helps somebody out there.
I hope
so.
we're just sharing ideas,
Yeah.
talking about how much progress we've made so far.
Yes, we just try to make your own research. Listen to people. Like, I know sometimes, but you do not even realize you need something until you meet it, until you hear about it. So it's not even about not wanting to invest. Sometimes it's just negligence. So this is the right opportunity to make your inquiries, do your research. What kind of investment are you interested in? Do something that it will not give you sleepless nights. If you know you are better off physical investments, do physical investments. If you know you can do online investments, do them. And then even the online investment, I noticed that on Calorie-wise, there's low risks, there's medium risks, and there's high risks.
Exactly.
So according to your
capacity.
If you know you have high blood pressure, don't go and do high investments. It's not us that
Even
told you that one.
Even on bamboo, they'll say, okay, invest. They will tell you to invest that when there's a fall in the initial price,
Yeah.
they will buy for you. Okay. So there's management.
Okay. So yeah, just make your research. This bamboo sounds like a very good app. I'll also try it. I'll check it out to, also information. Just do your research. That's very important. And be intentional about building yourself. Because the moment you realize that you want more from life than where you are, nobody will tell you how to do that your budget. You will be very adamant with it. Like you will be like, no, this is this is this. There's no compromise. There's no hair that will pass and enter your eye. There's no wig that will enter your eye. You start looking at things like
vanity. You can actually, and the truth is, you can actually do away with them. Yes. Especially, I'm more concerned about now that you are growing. Maybe when you get to that level of where you can afford them.
Yes.
When your budget is saying, okay, you are buoyant enough to afford them, you can go ahead and afford it.
This is the building stage.
This is just the building stage.
You don't even see. The mistake I made was when I got my job, I felt like, okay, now I have to look a certain way. I was like, I need to change my wardrobe, I need to change this, that. I used to buy clothes. You guys, I'm a fashion designer. But I still used to buy clothes. So last year I was like, no, I'm not buying any clothes again. If I need new clothes, I'll go and get the fabric and sew it myself. So even in sewing, I am getting profit because somebody will see that clothes that I wore. I'm like, oh, I like this. Can you make it for me? So it's also an investment. You don't even have to think that investing has to be like, oh, yeah, putting 1 million aside somewhere. So be very intentional about your personal growth. This is the baby step. Be careful with it. You cannot be buying human hair to look apart. Human hair is nice. Me, I like fine things.
It's nice if you can afford them.
This is the point where you have to say no to yourself to get certain things. And then you're not going to say no to yourself. When you finish saving, you're not going to blow the money. You'll be doing that in December somewhere. No, it's not advisable. So
it's not even wise that you have 100,000 in your account and you're using 60,000 to buy human hair. It's not wise.
Let's leave human hair first. Phone. See,
true.
Nothing was wrong with my phone. I just felt like I needed to change it. I did not have the money to change it. And the phone I wanted to get, if I should get it for 5 months, I'll be shaking like this. So now the thing is that most people do not even realize. They just feel like, oh, my salary can carry it. It's just to save so amount for 5 months. See, the point of saving is not that you should save what will leave you staggering. You should be able to save something that you are, I won't say comfortable with, but you are stretched a bit. So that you can manage the other aspects of your life. Because imagine saving, you are earning 100K and you are saving 90K. What's that?
No. It should be a fraction. Like I said, maybe just one. Let's say if you are earning 100,000, you should be saving, let's say, 20,000, 10,000, 30,000. Depends on the budget. Don't. That's why your budget. If you have your budget, you know that your 100,000 naira have been allocated to different aspects of your life. That's why I made mention of your fixed expenses, your variable expenses, which can be neglected.
Yes.
Then your savings. So if you have your fixed expenses as your rent and the rest, you have to save up for your rent.
Yes.
So your 100,000 no longer 100,000. Before you remove all the fixed expenses you have to make, maybe monthly feeding, monthly transportation, and so on and so forth. At the end of the day, you have like, let's say, 50,000 naira money remaining after you've removed your
All
expenses.
yeah.
Then from that 50,000 naira, you can budget maybe 10,000 naira for savings every month.
Yeah. And then from personal experience, when you budget to save, as you go, your saving increases. I remember I started with saving 20%. As of right now, I save 40%.
Wow.
Yes. And that's minus money for investment.
Wow.
And so by the time you calculate it, you can see how much, so I remember the first moment when I started, it was not easy. I was like, no, I'll not be able to survive.
Discipline. You know, the reason why you're able to save 40% or whatever is because you are disciplined now.
Yes.
You've cut a lot of as you grow, you begin to remove. Okay, this is not necessary.
This is absolutely not necessary. There are some things in the budget. I'm like, who am I kidding? Just take it away. Take it away.
Exactly. So you see yourself, it's not even about just making money. It's about yourself.
Yes.
You see yourself growing.
Yeah. Thank you. See, you will just have. I feel like budgeting and saving opens your mind further.
Yes.
Because now you have ideas. You're like, I saved this money, I can double it. I manage this amount of money, I can make more.
Exactly.
And I will tell you for a fact, the moment you start budgeting and planning your life, you begin to earn more. See, for the past how many years I've been sewing, but by the fourth year of my budgeting and saving, 4th month, of my budgeting and saving, I was able to make almost ×2 my monthly income.
Wow.
But the mistake is if you do not budget it, that extra income you made, you feel like, oh, you have extra money. So even though you have a fixed income, also budget for your random incomes. Like you can say, oh, if I should get this amount of money, and it's not like by imagining that money will drop somewhere.
No,
let's say you're actually expecting money. So if you should get amount of money, this is what I will use it for. Then if you know you cannot control your expenses, it's best advised to lock your money or send it out to different accounts.
Lock it up. Yeah. OP, you lock your money in OP. You can lock your money in Pampe. Don't be scared of fintech. People are scared of all those.
Yeah, online banks,
please,
right?
Don't be scared. The world is advancing. The world is like today. I was talking to somebody about these glasses they use to play chess now.
Yeah.
People are wow. Like the glass, the AI system will help you tell you the next move.
Yes.
If you make your move, you can be able to predict the move of your opponent.
Wow.
So the world is advancing in technology.
Embrace it.
Exactly. Embrace it.
Yeah.
Embrace it. We won't before. Will you just start doing transfer? OP helped a lot. I think during that COVID-19.
Yes.
Nobody imagined that I'll just even Hausa Malam trust.
They're doing transfer.
They trust OP with their heart. This will doing transfer.
When last did you go to a physical bank to go and withdraw money?
I can't even remember.
Exactly.
So that's it. It enhances our life. It makes life easy. That's why when people say AI will take over jobs, no, they will enhance your efficiency in delivering
the jobs. And that is it for today's episode. I hope you learned something, whether it is to budget better, to save more, or invest more, or generally just be very, very intentional with your money. Please let us know in the comments what you learned from this episode, and if you have questions, please feel free to ask. We will answer them in our best capacity. Bye for now. See you next week, Thursday.